first two parts to put together on your mill will be these sections here, and literally just slide them on. This is going to be the mill inside. So we slide it on. The top one, just make sure you don't clamp it on the sprocket here. So it just needs to go just behind it. Once you've got these sections bolted on, making sure that this is not bolted onto the sprocket and the chain is free to run. Like that. The next section, and then you just literally slot over the top. The way it's going to work is, this is going to guide the depth the mill will be cutting. And we're going to have a push bar across here and two bars here which will be resting on top of the timber. All these bolts fit a standard combi spanner, so you can bolt them. So now what I'll do, I'll get the bars that goes across there. These are the two bars that come with it. Just have a normal top bar, which will be your push bar, which will go here. And we have a H bar, which goes on the bottom, which will go on the top of your ladder or your piece of wood for the start cut, or your other flat piece of wood. The H bar tends to be narrower this end than this end, but when we attach this together, the slight pulling out gives it more strength and stops it from coming undone on vibrations. I'll just get this put together. The best way to put the push bar in is to put the bolt through first, and these washers, make sure you put your bolt on with your big flat washer there. It goes through the hole and it just goes through the hole there, and this bar is actually resting on the top of this bolt. And then you put another flat washer. Once it's through, you put another flat washer, the spring washer and your nut, so it looks like this. That's the push bar done, and now we get the H bar. The H bar will go that end. The H section is nearest to saw. That's the same process of what we've done here. So I just turn this over. So this is the mill put together. This is the push handle, so the working position will be like this as you're pushing it across. The cutting length, this can vary to whatever size your saw is, so you could have a little saw and just undo these two bolts here and just slide it across. Now it's all put together, you don't have to take it apart. To take the saw out, just undo these bolts here and the saw will slide out and you can put your new saw in. If you want to put a bigger saw in, again just slide this here and the whole frame will slide out to here. So you can potentially cut timber well over 1 metre in length, which is so I'm looking here at 1 metre 7 centimetres, which is about 42 inches. Depth wise, all you need to do to change your depth is just undo these two bolts here. Again, I just get a combi spanner. They all work off a normal combi spanner. Just undo that one there, then the frame just slides to whatever depth you want to cut it at. Another interesting thing about the mill is to sharpen the chain. To get the chain sharpened, you don't need to take the saw off. All you need to do is just turn it round. And you can still sharpen the chain coming up here. I'll just get this set and I'll do a cut and show you what it's like. I've got my top piece cut off. What I can do is I can now measure what thickness I want. So if I just get the tape measure, measure it from here to the bottom of there. If I want 10 centimetre boards, all I do is undo a bolt, drop this frame down to 10 centimetres, do the same over here, and we'll be cutting the boards. This mill, I have set this mill up a little bit large really for this small piece of timber. I could do with just sliding this into maybe about here to cut this through, and that's how the mill works. Pretty simple to use. Once it's set up, you don't have to undo everything. Just to change the saws, undo these bolts here and there, slide the saw out, slide your other one in. Little saws on as well if you want to. Obviously your cutting thickness is going to be much narrower. Use any size saw. The ideal option, if you combined it with a vertical cut mill with the horizontal, you can literally cut any size tree you like without having to roll the tree. They work as a quite good combination. Everything's all steel, everything works off. I say you've got your 19mm nuts here, these are your 13mm, and these all work off your combi spanner. Nothing can really break. Everything's all replaceable if something bends, but these things are solid. If you want one of these mills, what I'll do, I'll put a description down below where there'll be a link, and you can get one of these.